You all remember 3 years ago when President Gamal Abdel Nasser launched his development program, requesting funds from around the world. In 1955, Egypt entered into an arms deal with Czechoslovakia, alarming the U.S. to open weapons purchases from Soviet sources. Subsequently, the U.S. withdrew financial support of Nasser's program. Top news for the last few months has been his reaction to the nationalization of the Suez Canal that connects the Mediterranean and Red Seas. Today, he gives a speech to the Canal Users Association in defense of this maneuver. We now go to our field reporter, Hakika Nafre, on the scene.
Reporting live from Nasser's speech, this is Hakika Nafre with the inside scoop on Nasser's nationalization of the Suez Canal. Today, he defends Egypt's right to the canal and condemns the formation of a Canal Users Association. This organization would consist of countries that had utilized the canal before nationalization, like Britain, France, and Israel. Here he comes now.
In these decisive days in the history of mankind, these days in which truth struggles to have itself recognized in international chaos, where powers of evil domination and imperialism have prevailed, Egypt stands firmly to preserve her sovereignty. Your country stands solidly and staunchly to preserve her dignity against imperialistic schemes of a number of nations who have uncovered their desires for domination and supremacy. In these days and in such circumstances, Egypt has resolved to show the world that when small nations decide to preserve their sovereignty, they will do it, and that when these small nations are fully determined to defend their rights and maintain their dignity, they will undoubtedly succeed in achieving their ends. I am speaking in the name of every Egyptian Arab, and in the name of all free countries, and all of those who believe in liberty and are ready to defend it. I am speaking in the name of principles proclaimed by these countries in the Atlantic Charter. We have tried by all possible means to cooperate with these countries, which claim to assist smaller nations, and which promised to collaborate with us, but they demanded their fees in advance. This we refused, so they started to fight with us. Egypt nationalized the Egyptian Suez Canal Company and declared that freedom of navigation will be preserved. But the imperialists became angry. Britain and France claimed that Egypt grabbed the Suez Canal as if it were part of France or Britain. The British Foreign Secretary forgot that only 2 years ago he signed an agreement stating that the Suez Canal is an integral part of Egypt. Egypt declared she was ready to negotiate, but as soon as negotiation began, threats and imitations started. Those who attack Egypt will never leave Egypt alive. We shall fight a regular war, a total war, and a guerrilla war. Those who attack Egypt will soon realize they brought disaster upon themselves. He who attacks Egypt attacks the whole Arab world. They say in their papers, the whole thing will be over in 48 hours. They do not know how strong we really are. We believe in international law, but we will never submit. We shall show the world how a small country can stand in the face of great powers threatening with armed might. Egypt might be a small power, but she is great insomuch as she has faith in her power and convictions. I feel quite certain every Egyptian shares the same convictions as I do, and believes in everything I am stressing now. We shall defend our freedom and independence to the last drop of our blood. This is the feeling of every Egyptian. The whole Arab nation will stand by us in our common fight against aggression and domination. Free peoples, who are really free, will stand by us and support us against the forces of tyranny.
Well, there you have it. Egypt will not step down in the face of European opposition. Back to you, Paula.
History has just been made in the land of the Nile. The world will be watching to see just how Nasser handles the European opposition in the months to come. We can only trust him to do the best he can. This is Paula Sinclair for Global One News. Here's your local news station with the weather.